Hi.
Morning.
It's Sunday morning. You're riding with the king and mighty, majestic Matt Lind. Matt Lind, how are you, my friend?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Just kind of had a low key weekend here, which has been nice.
What'd you do
Chill a
yesterday?
little bit.
What'd you do yesterday?
Uh, we let's see. I ran some errands in the morning to get
Ooh.
some prep ready for stuff that I'm planning to do. Um, when during my extra time off next week.
Oh, what are you doing with your time off next week?
Oh, just keep working on the study or whatever the hell we're gonna end up deciding it's called here. So about some lumber.
Okay, what are you working on? Show us what you're working on. Show us what you're
So
working with, Matt.
I can't
Show-
show you.
Oh, boo!
I
Boo
can't.
this man.
Oh, what I'm working on right now?
Yeah.
No, I'm just putting shit on this figure
Oh,
that I
pretty.
opened up because I thought it was for a friend of mine. And then I'm like, hey, did you still want this? She's like, oh, I don't think I ever wanted one of those. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. I can use another one. Well, it
What are
wasn't
those
a big deal for
crimson?
me.
What are those guys called?
Crimson Guard, yeah.
Crimson Guard.
So
Yeah.
just another. So yeah, now I've got three instead of two, which is fine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a good figure.
It's a pretty
Um,
figure.
yeah, they did a good job with him.
Oh, you missed a good ass night of horror talking on Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah, we talked sequels. We talked one and dones, like movies that were good, do not need a sequel or a remake, and we talked movies that we wished had
had a
sequels.
sequel.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
fun. It was a good talk. It was a good chat.
nice.
Spoopy Boys was a good time.
Chat was active.
Chat's awesome.
Okay.
Chat's the best. Lots of suggestions, lots of ideas. Um, I have to say that our our sexy binks are always bringing that heat. So thank you, one and all. Um, so as I was telling Matt moments ago, I have not slept very well for a while now. Went back to my weighted blanket. That didn't really work.
Ah,
So yeah, which sucks because that thing is it's something I want to work very badly,
right.
but it doesn't. I think I just toss too much. So
Oh,
then I'm just enveloped in this 35-pound blanket when I'm just getting pissed off about it. Um, and plus my lovely better half is also a toss and turner, but she's also a snorer. So um,
mm,
and I don't sleep very soundly anyway. Maybe,
oh,
maybe it's sharing a room my whole life with a brother who was a sleepwalker
oh, yeah. That's
and, and would like also when drunk would attempt to piss on you when he was half asleep. Like I can distinctly, I used to wear because he snored so bad. I used to wear earplugs, and he was he had some pretty significant legal problems for a while when I was in college, and my parents sent him to live with me up north in Duluth.
oh,
So because he was probably going to go to jail and maybe worse if he didn't get out of where he was. Um, so he came and lived with me for a couple years. And when hey Super Spike, when he first showed up, like the apartment I had was so small we like had to share a room, and we'd shared a room like growing up our entire lives. And all the time I had to basically be like real careful if I wore earplugs because he would like he drank a lot and he would like I would wake up and he would be standing above me, sometimes on
oh,
my bed, just staring at me, and he'd be totally asleep. We had to lock doors when I was younger and I lived at home because he would walk outside.
jeez.
One time, we found him on the landing between the first floor and the second floor. My parents have my mom and her new husband have this like old, like when I was in high school, it was over 100 years old, like Victorian house that they were always fixing up. So
Okay.
like you are in the upstairs where all the bedrooms are, and you go down a flight of stairs, and then there's like a little landing, and then it splits into two with like pocket doors that close things off.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother was sitting there Indian style, like cross-legged, and was reenacting 4th of July, like with his hands like it was sparklers. And you could talk to him when he was like this.
Wow.
Like he was some type of somnambulist.
Somnambulist.
Somnambulist. I can't say
Somnambulist.
somnambulist. Anyway, so I'm not a good sleeper because of some of those things.
Yeah, I think that would screw you up.
But like the time he peed on my dad. Have I ever told you the story?
You might.
I'm sure. So my brother got real drunk. He went to a college party with me. I think he was like he would have been like a junior in high school. Okay. And I left him alone for 20 minutes in a room with some friends. And when I came back, he was just shit-faced.
Oh, no.
So I took him home.
Yeah.
And I just left him on the front yard. Because I'm a good brother that way. So he came inside, and my dad was super pissed. And he was like, go to bed. So my brother, you know, he went to his bedroom, and he just was singing like for hours. And my dad went in there finally and was like, shut the fuck up. And my brother popped out of bed and said, are you fucking talking to me? So my dad was a really big dude, and my brother's super tall, but he's pretty lithe. Like he's like stringy muscle.
Okay.
My brother and I don't look anything alike. He's like about the same height, but he's skinny. He's got blonde hair and blue eyes. Okay. And my dad was like, you go to bed. And my brother was like, are you fucking talking to me? Pulls his junk out and pisses all over my dad's leg. And my dad just looked at him, and he just big show fucking chopped him right in the chest and left a handprint for like 3 days. And my brother looked up at him, and my dad just like, go to fucking bed. My brother goes, okay. And he woke up in the morning, and my dad was like, do you remember what happened? And my brother's like, what are you talking about? All I know is my chest hurts real bad.
Wow.
I've had to pull him away from trying to fight an entire baseball team that night. He threatened to take a shit on someone's car, and he was standing outside on the roof of their car, pulling his pants down to shit on their car.
Jesus.
And the baseball players were angry.
Yeah.
So I literally had to pick him up and carry him away. And the whole time I'm carrying him away, he's just cursing at them. But I'm also way bigger than most people. So when it got kind of aggressive, I just put him down and turned around. I was like, do you really want to do this with me? Because you may get me in the end. There's like 25 of you. But I'm going to hurt some of you real bad in the process. Like real bad. So, like, do you want to do this? Because if you do, we can do this. Otherwise, you can let me just pick my drunk ass brother up and leave.
Yeah, we can just be done.
Yeah, he hasn't broken anything. He didn't shit on your car. Yes, King smashed. There was a time where King smashed a lot of things, and King looked at other people as just like, oh, okay. I was not a good kid, and I was definitely a kind of a piss poor young adult as well. The last time I got in a really, really good fist fight was the person took a swing at me and missed, and I dropped him with one punch, and I literally looked at them and all their friends that were there. It was like 10 of them, and there was like 4 of us, and I said, I was hoping you would do this because I haven't hit anybody in a couple months, and I'm dying to do this. And I hit that guy so many times he tried to crawl underneath the car to get away from me. And he got stuck, so I just curb stomped his legs until the police came.
Jesus.
And they were like, what's going on? And we all were like, oh, we were just joking around. It was just playing, and it got a little out of control. Everything's cool. So, as I told them later, I was like, I don't have anything personally against you, but you open your fucking mouth and try to put your hands on me, I'm going to hurt you. King lost his taste for that when he took a pipe to the face and ended up in a hospital bed for 4 days, and then had to have facial surgery, and was told, like, you can't do that shit anymore.
Yeah, I feel like that would kind of.
Yeah, it was bad. I was comatose for 2 days. I had blood on my brain.
Oh.
So my entire right side of my face was just crushed. So that's why I have a little bit of an asymmetrical face and why I don't like looking straight on at things. Because I can see it. Anyway, I don't know what we're going to prep today. I don't know if we just made bullshit around today. I don't know. Matthew, do you have anything that you want to prep on or you want to talk? Oh God. Hey Rick, this is a bad idea, man.
I'm working on that thing that you had talked about, but I don't think you necessarily want to talk about here.
What thing? We'll talk about it. Let's
traffic.
Oh yeah. So yeah. Do you want me to?
I don't know. I don't know if it's
explain
going to be any good or not.
Do you want me to explain why I need this graphic? Do you want me to give you the spoilers, Matthew?
I mean, up to you. It's your show.
No. Do you want to know the spoilers, Matthew?
I mean, I'm part of it. So sure, hit me with it. Shoot that
my mother-in-law is making us sweatsuit jackets.
Oh,
like the whole core 4 of us, all of our walking group. Oh geez, Matt, what are we gonna prep today?
Nope, that's not what I want.
Hey, Shaggy Sexy Binks. I mean, maybe we'll make him into merch. I don't know, but she's actually like going to use the embroidery machine to embroider our little old man walking crew. OMWC, I think. I don't know. I'm really tired. I'm slightly getting tired.
You know. So let me let's see here.
Got a little diamond head Am I Evil blaring in my earphones. My headphones. Are they earphones or are they headphones? I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen so you can see what I'm working on.
Oh, shit.
I found this.
Oh, my God. That's amazing.
And
what is that dude's hand doing?
He's like swatting away a dummy, but I cropped that out, or I'm cutting that out. So I think you're muted.
Am I?
Oh, now you're back.
I muted for a second because I got a gunky. Okay. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I thought this. I was just trying to find different, like, you know, old comic panels that I thought, you know, would kind of do the job, and this was like the best one.
I love it.
I ran across. So
if you could put like 3 more old comic people in it, I think that would be perfect. And we'll just have 4 old creepy dudes walking.
I mean, I don't know. I'd have to find them. It took me forever to find this fucking guy.
What about let's think about old comic book characters.
Well, yeah, this was just some random
Wizard Shazam.
Well, what else did I have? I had saw this.
Let me bust out my Google machine.
So that seemed kind of appropriate, I guess.
It's pretty good, man.
I don't know how well it would fit with the other one, but what else was there? Yeah, this is just an old man shouting.
Old man shouting. Cool, God, cool old dudes
with a tiny hand.
Well, I can't figure out. So I googled old man comic book characters walking. And
yeah,
all I get is fucking Walking Dead.
Yeah, you're not gonna get anything.
This is lame.
It was, yeah. I couldn't find shit. I just searched through a bunch of crap. So anyway, those were like the few that I had pulled aside. But this guy isn't old. He's just the coloring is just off center.
Even like just looking up Wizard Shazam, it's like there's not much. Like all I want is a picture of Wizard Shazam walking around. Oh, you got some advice in the chats.
See, I personally like seeing the alpha because it lets me know that I've done what I need to do. Because I can usually clean it up from there. I'm gonna freaking blow a bunch of the colors out and up the contrast on this before I do much with it. So, but then I don't know what kind of like logo or border or any of that or what you're thinking. Or
I'm not thinking anything. That's that's I just whatever kind of floats your boat, Matt. You think looks cool and kind of fits the theme.
Yeah.
I think is real appropriate for the dumb stuff that I'm trying to do. Oh man, there's a really good picture of 3D man like running, but he's like 3D man. So,
I mean, what's wrong with 3D man?
I'm just looking for like old dudes.
Yeah, I mean I was trying to find stuff and it just did not come up the way I wanted it to.
I think that might be a little bit of what we're going for there, Shaggy. At least that's what I'm going for. That's my plot. That's my plan.
In a perfect world.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
All want to look like Russian mobsters.
Tracksuit mafia.
Yeah, guys who hang out in front of the freaking
Exactly. I'm just looking for old dudes. Is that Griffin? Is that why there's so many boys on my phone? Every time that you tweet, a small boy dies.
Good Lord.
But then he comes back as young and data. Huh?
What were you up to yesterday? Since we didn't do our walk,
we didn't. I did a bunch of ergometer yesterday, like 1200. I watched that. I watched Satan Slaves 2 Communion. Highly recommend both those flicks. They're Indonesian horror, and they were very, very, very good. I also watched The Last Broadcast, which I'd always heard about, had never seen, which is like a mockumentary found footage flick that predates Blair Witch. It's very interesting. It's got a real wild kind of twist at the end. Then my wife and I watched. I did not hear about Jason David Frank.
Oh, no, I hadn't either.
Well, that sucks. Then we watched a couple Cabinet of Curiosities before I went to bed.
Oh, geez, yeah.
So, yeah, not a lot. I mean, I'm trying to think if I did anything else yesterday. No, not really. I was going to paint a little bit, and then I didn't. I don't know. I didn't really do much. Yeah, I didn't really do anything. Huh.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I need to make chicken parmesan soon for my wife, but haven't done it yet. And I don't think we pulled chicken out to thaw.
Oh,
so I'll probably have to wait and do it this week. But that's my other big plan. I haven't done parm in a while. So.
Do you like good chicken parm?
Yeah, she thinks it's one of the better things that I make that's not grilled and or smoked. And then my brother was smoking country style ribs yesterday and sent me a whole bunch of pictures of his.
Yeah. Oh, that's what that was? Okay.
Yeah. Usually
Whose
some.
setup is this, and why?
Yeah, he built that smoker when we were kids.
Wow.
So my dad, my grandfather, and my uncle all got together, and my brother did a lot of the welding. He really likes to weld, so he helped weld those together, and I think they each had one, and we might have one extra to have out at my grandfather's farm, and he's still using that smoker. And I still have one that supposedly is mine, but it's so big and so heavy that I don't know how I would get it up here, and I don't know where I would put
it's
it.
in another state, so yeah, that's gonna be.
Yeah, we've talked about doing something called meet and greet, MEAT, for a long time, but we just have never done it. I want to. So I watched a guy do poor man's brisket yesterday on a thing, and I do something similar for Mississippi pot roast, and I think I want to do it and smoke it and see if if that would work. I don't know if the weather's going to warm up even a little bit for me to do it, but I need to get a couple chuck roasts to do it. And chuck roast is relatively cheap still, so I think that would be really a good time. But other than that, yeah, I got to finish up my sweet potato skins from when I smoked those sweet potatoes. I still have at least a serving of smoked sweet potato chipotle and adobo soup left. So, yes, that is the one with the pepperoncinis in it. It's delicious. It's really good. Last time I made it, we just turned it into stew. And man, it was good. It was super good. I try to make it about once a month because it's so easy. It's literally a crock pot meal. So set it and forget it. And it's chuck. So, I mean, it's hard to mess up a chuck roast. The longer you let it go, the more tender it's going to get because it's such a tough piece of meat. So yeah, the thing is with a chuck is it's a similar cut. It's just above where the brisket is on the cow, and because like I said, it's a tough cut of meat. If you just low and slow, I think like 2 hours per pound is probably what I would go at about 200 to 225. Season it really, really well. Take it out after a few hours, wrap it, put it back in, and let it go for another 2 hours per pound. Maybe I think because unless it's really a lot of intermuscular fat, I would make sure that I was probably spritzing it off and on, so it doesn't get totally dried out. Although I heard something called the Arkansas cheat is like where you, after you're done and your roast is dry like that, you put it in a crock pot for like 4 hours, with liquid, and then it'll saturate the meat back up. So, which is interesting because chuck's one of those things too. It's like, it's weird. You want to really render it down and you want to get it, fully cooked through and get a good smoke ring on everything, but it can dry out. So I don't know. Anyway, it's a couple of different things I like to try. I want to see. Oh, wow. Yeah, that'd be a really good idea, Spike. So when I do Mississippi pot roast, I actually put some of the pepperoncini brine in. That's like one of the only liquids I put in there to start off with. Because I'll set it on top of onions, chopped up or grated onions. Just want to eat my baby carrots and potatoes. And I'll set the roast on top of those because they'll give their liquid up. And I'll generally use, I will, oh gosh, what am I trying to say here? Like I'll take garlic bulbs and I'll cut the tops off, salt and pepper, oil them in a little like nest of aluminum foil, and then I'll cook them down till the garlic gets all sweet and brown. Sometimes I'll throw those in there. But yeah, Mississippi pot roast is like a 4-ingredient dish, and it's real good. Because I think the only other ingredients that, besides pepperoncinis, butter, the roast, are a packet of jus mix and a packet of ranch. That's it. So super easy. Yeah, I think putting it with vegetables, the vegetables get some of that. And my wife loves stew, and it's an easy way for me to trick her into eating vegetables. She hates eating vegetables, except for on salad. She's a weirdo. But like she likes the taste of onions, but hates the texture. So okay. I will literally grate onions.
Oh wow.
To make sure, because she loves French onion soup, but hates that there's onions in it. She loves the flavor, but so I will like, if she gets anything with onions in it, I always get the onions. So she'll bring them over and throw them on my stuff. That's why it works. Yeah. So yeah, I want to try that. Those smoked sweet potatoes were amazing. If I'm going to see you anytime soon, and you want me to, Matt, I will take a little soup out and put it in a tiny Tupperware so you can try it.
I mean, yeah, I guess I don't know. We'll see how the weather goes.
Onion bacon jam is. And then a while back, I used to make my own habanero peach jam, but I haven't done that in years. Yeah, I love peaches and I love habaneros. So I was learning how to do canning with my mother-in-law. And I loves me some hot jam. Which is such a weird phrase.
Hot jam.
Hot jam. That sounds like a terrible 60s song. So yeah, on the cooking front, like I said, I don't know what let's see if there's. I'm sorry I'm so spastic today, but
no.
This is what happens when I preemptively prep. Oh man, what happened, phone? Like I just want the weather. Apparently it's gonna be 40 next Saturday.
Oh well, then yeah, we'll be walking.
So I think we may. I might try to get a couple chucks, and maybe we'll do some poor man's brisket. Also, the cool thing about the guy whose video I watched, who I can't remember who it was, their cook did not go the way they wanted it to. Like, so they were not happy with like the result. So they were like, this happens sometimes because, it's a chuck roast. It's not a brisket. It's a cheap cut of meat.
Yeah.
So he just turned it all into burnt ends. And I was like, oh God, that's the beauty. That's beautiful. It made me almost cry.
Hey.
That's awesome. Good news for you. I got a driver's license.
Oh, really? It went well? Nice.
I can drive again after like 2 years. Yeah, that's the longest I haven't been able to drive, except for with seizure holds for my license, which sucks asses. Which is just like my neurologist makes that call.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I didn't lose my license or anything. I just hadn't renewed it because of COVID. And I remembered why when I sat in the DMV for 2 hours, fucking freaking out over the fact that like 95% of the people in the DMV didn't have a mask on.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, this is terrible. Like I'm just sitting here praying that nothing, it was awful. It was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
So
get my shit renewed now too.
Yeah, it was not fun. And I need to go back and do the whole big thing so I can get like a passport license.
Oh,
like the special one, because like you need that by March next year. Yep. But what we found out going through this whole process is my middle name is misspelled on my Social Security card. And my Kansas birth certificate, Minnesota will not take.
What?
It doesn't have a seal on it.
Weird.
Yeah, so I have to apply to the state of Kansas to get a new birth certificate, which has also been just as fun as it sounds.
Yeah.
They do allow for renewal, but you have to, like, it's in a certain time frame, and it's a to do. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
I have to also go to Social Security and say, hey, my middle name, instead of that I at the end, you guys put a fucking Z. So now this Social Security card, and everyone looks at it and goes, well, I can't take this. And especially with the driver's license people, I was like, you're fucking killed. You let me have driver's license from this very building on 3 other occasions. Why is right now you're like, nope, won't take it?
You went in too early in the day.
Oh my God, what a nightmare. But I had to get it for work purposes because now I have to go in and get re-fingerprinted for to pass the background study, which I'm like, I will, but I mean, I'm not looking forward to that either.
And no, online renewal is not something you can do in Minnesota. You can pre-apply.
Yeah, that's what I had to do.
But you still have to go in. Because I just got my renewal notice, and I was like, and I looked, and you can also only pay with a cash or check.
Oh, see, I did the card. It depends.
You can go in. I think I can't.
They charge you like an extra 75 cents.
Yeah, there's some ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm the same boat. They process my information at work, and Cassandra, we have a friend who I recommended for our current place of employment who left and was working there as well, who I adore. She checked into my HR information, and there's a couple things that are wrong on there, which I fucking love. So I'm just like, that's wrong. But also, I don't know if I told you this, but they were charging me extra on my insurance for the last year.
What?
Because Cassandra is working there, we changed our insurance because she was going to get the same insurance, so I was not going to pay for her insurance anymore. And even though I filled all the paperwork out and had all the emails, the person who I contacted about changing that never changed it. So when they contacted me about it was time to for open enrollment again.
Yeah.
One of the HR gals was new, and she was like, do you realize this is going on? And I was like, no, I didn't. Here's all the emails I shared with that person who was supposed to take care of this and didn't. And my next response was, are you going to pay me back all that money?
Yeah.
And they did. It was really nice of them.
Oh, that's good.
So, but I was not happy about it. I was like,
yeah,
come on, guys. Social Security office is a weird place. I've had to take a lot of folks, people served, and go through process with Social Security office. They are very thorough, which is good, and they are very particular. And they also are about the least empathetic governmental office I've had to deal with. So it is what it is. When I was working with DEED, which is like the Department of Economic Equity, as a contracted worker working with folks with disabilities, and then working through DEED, I had to deal with Social Security office quite a bit. And just say I went out of my way to make a good relationship with 2 of the people in the office in Minneapolis so I could actually just deal with them. So I may try to milk that when I go back to get my card fixed. Exactly. Yeah, same here. I didn't put down the wrong letter. You assholes did.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, that's it was a busy end of the week last week.
Well, I'm glad you've got the license for now. That's definitely off the plate.
Oh, Dante Shuttlesworth. Sad that I remember that. So yeah, that was my exciting into the week, and then we had Spoopy Boys. It was Cassandra's birthday on Thursday, and then we did all that stuff on Friday. Spoopy Boys Friday night. Which thank you for everyone who came out and hung out and talked horror with us. Yeah. But other than that, yeah, it's been kind of slow in a good way. I painted some stuff last week. I don't know if you want to see it or not.
Sure.
Oh God, it's so bright. I think this is my favorite thing I miniature wise I painted in a while.
Oh yeah, that looks great.
Oh. So the cool thing about it is, boop, you can take the little fire grate out.
That's rad.
So a couple years ago, I did this Kickstarter. Also, this just turned out really well too, I think.
Oh yeah.
It's like 3 keg thingy. And this was a thing I had sitting around half finished forever.
See, and that's the stuff, you know, at some point you're just like, all right, gotta get this off the table, you know.
Also, I'm very, very, very excited how this is turning out.
Oh yeah.
So I took this off of a He-Man armor and then pinned it in and glued it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so a couple years ago, well, it's been more than a couple years ago, I did a Kickstarter for Mantic's terrain crate.
Okay.
And so I really like Mantic games. I did this Kickstarter and I got 4 boxes this size of terrain.
Wow.
And I have painted very little of it. And it's all like super cool. Like in this particular box, I don't know if you can see this. This is some of the stuff that came in. Oh, I'm out of control, Matt. I'm out of control.
It's going wild.
So this is what came in that box.
Oh wow.
There's lots of stuff.
Holy shit.
And in another box I got all this stuff.
Wow.
You don't know all of this stuff front and back is in that box. I take that back. So actually they're doing another Kickstarter literally right now. It just started and it's like sci-fi stuff. And it looks pretty cool. And the stuff is like solid plastic as far as like it's got a little bend to it, but it's a good also I started these other 2 fireplaces, but so I just did the wood on top and 2 different wood grains, but I haven't done the stone at all. I got to figure out what I want to do with that. Anyway,
yeah, you're reminding me that there was a Kickstarter that's ending soon that I've got to probably back here.
That'd be a good idea, Super Spike. I like that. Great down. Yeah, I have a couple horse and wagons because, like I said, I did a couple of those. So the nice thing is like their terrain stuff is built to work with, you know, their stuff, but it works for everything, and it especially will look good with like my Hellboy board game, since they also did that. Excuse me. But yeah, it's I got all this terrain and I kind of want to work on some of it. I have a whole box like to my left of like buildings. And then back in my corner, I have a bunch of buildings that I want to take spray foam and spray inside and then like cut the insides down and like mark them like rubble.
Okay.
And then paint the whole thing. I'll have Mod Podge the spray can foam beforehand, but because they're just like, it's like pieces from like the old like Castles and Crusades games.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I got them for like at a garage sale, I want to say. I just haven't done anything with them. They're just sat in a box.
Right.
And they won't be hard to paint because it'll just be like black primer and then just like dry brush. I mean, it's not hard to do. It's just I just haven't done it.
Yeah, sometimes that stuff, because it's so easy, it's hard to find the motivation.
I think it would be one of those things where it'd be a lot easier if I used a airbrush.
Oh yeah.
But man, I'm so intimidated by airbrushing, and I think Chris Horror Show said his airbrush stuff cost him about $200. I'm like, do I really want to spend $200 on something I'm actually kind of afraid to use?
I mean, I did, but we had a project for it, so I just haven't messed with it enough.
Oh, do you have one?
Yeah.
Have you used it?
A little bit. We used it for the one project that, we had, it was the best way to do it. And, I got a little bit, I kind of figured some of it out, but I need to I just haven't messed with it since. I got some other paint for it and just haven't fucked around. So I should, because I hear it's really, really, useful.
People swear by it. I mean, like, people are good at it. They just do amazing work with it. And I'm
almost worried that it's going to be too useful, and now I'm going to feel like I'm going to have to redo all my old shit.
See, I think about that sometimes, and then I'm like, do I really want to go back and do something over again? That
I've done it. It's rare that I do, but I've done it.
Also, I'd like to start trying to figure out a time to get people who are test negative for COVID to come into the basement and play some Frostgrave and some Core Space. Maybe some Hellboy and probably some Book It and some other games, since things have settled down a little bit.
I still gotta go get the latest boosters, but
boosters for
the Omicron.
Oh yeah.
So
I thought you were talking about a game, and I was like,
oh no.
So Mitch, what are blow pins? I don't think I'm familiar with blow pins. Matt, are you familiar with blow pins?
I've heard of blow pins, though not for like customizing purposes necessarily, like figure customizing, but it's similar to an airbrush, but you're literally just like,
I'm afraid I would breathe in and it would suck the paint back into me.
I think they're designed so that can't happen.
Like, I can't remember what I was watching where someone did that with a blow dart. It was probably Venture Brothers. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm always looking for things that will help me become a little bit better at, more efficient, and like inspire me to do more.
Mitch was just joking.
Oh,
and we did not pick up on it. I apologize. They did actually, and they
does this look like the face of someone who's smart enough to get that joke?
You can still get blow pens, and they do still market them as airbrushing for kids.
Really?
That doesn't surprise me. I would be really wary of that, though, just because so much of the plastic that I work with does not like ink. Or ink does not like the plastic. One of the two.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's a tough spot to be in, is try to figure that out. But I think there's a lot that could be. I don't know. I'm always looking to better my game a little bit. I just have thousands and thousands of miniatures, and I want to get. So first things first is I want to get some of them donated, and we've talked about it for a long time. Beard and I have. David and Beard have more connections in the community than I have. So finding like a D&D club where I can donate some of that stuff is very appealing. but I don't really know where to go. And the places I have tried to reach out to, they
Just
don't
not.
exist anymore.
Yeah.
Because there was a one that was recognized in Brooklyn Center or Brooklyn Park, and I tried to get a hold of them, and they're not around anymore. So, which was sucky. But yeah, I'd like to donate some stuff, and then like I said, I'd like to get some stuff painted, some more stuff painted. But I'd also like to get back to doing some fun stuff, like I'd like to get back to playing some of those miniature games a little bit more. Plus, like I saw that Frostgrave is putting out a bunch of new expansions, and that's really appeals to me. They just put out a mutations thing, but it's only on Drive-Thru RPG, and you can either get the PDF or you can spend $10 more and get an actual printed copy. So I just haven't done it yet. But anything that Joseph McCullough makes, I will at least look at. Yeah, that's not going to happen. A few years ago, Beard and I talked about trying to do a thing like DM for pay thing. And we sat down for like 2 weekends straight and like hammered all these details out, and then nothing ever happened. It's one of those things where it's a really nice idea. But I did have somebody out of Extra Life ask me if I would do DM for pay for a group of theirs online, and I told them that I would consider it if they had everything ready to go.
That would be a hard thing to open the door to. I wouldn't. I mean, it. Yeah, I don't know. I
would totally do it. I think it'd be fun, but it'd have to meet like some criteria for me.
You got a rider.
Yeah, exactly. Matt is my definitely my moral support and conscience.
I could, I don't know. I could just steer it out to Bergerac it and, communicate with you surreptitiously.
I would probably need it. It's that whole but you hate people, but I love gatherings. I don't know. I mean, when it comes to D&D stuff, like it comes to running games, that's a little different.
Yeah. I mean, you're in your element. They did it again. You bastards.
Would you say you did it again?
Well, I didn't. Hasbro did. They have this bad habit lately so they've finally got the Iron Man figures themselves looking good in that they're not just the same size or smaller than an average spandex clad figure.
Mm-hmm.
The problem that we're now running into is that they have scaled up the heads.
It's very true. My favorite method of communication, Mitch.
The unmasked Tony Stark heads to scale with these larger bodies, forgetting that the head does not grow accordingly. So now you've got Tony Stark heads that are kind of weirdly giant on like a normal suit body.
I do not like that. I do not like it at all.
So I mean, like it'll probably look fine on the Iron Man body.
That was mulleted Stark, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mullet Stark. I remember that.
Yeah, so it doesn't look bad there.
No, it doesn't look bad on that body, but on that other body, it looks atrocious.
It should look small compared to this body. Because it's supposed to fit. I mean, he ain't fitting all that in there.
I mean, all that hair.
Yeah. even like his skull would not fit into this.
I wonder if it's just a production issue.
No, they've done it a couple times now, so I think it's possible it's a production thing and that the factory is scaling it up, but they did the same thing with the last Tony Stark head as well, and it's like
if you
Bummer.
Bloated Stark. It was bloated from all that alcohol he was swilling. I kind of want a hillbilly Tony Stark where his Iron Man armor is just a converted still. Oh God, you guys are amazing. So I know that if anyone out there ends up getting the Mr. Negative pack with those extra heads of those, I can't remember what they're called now.
Oh, the inner demons.
Yeah. If anyone gets any it gets any extra blah 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 blah. If anyone gets any extra inner demon heads they do not want, reach out to me because I do want them.
All right. I'm gonna try and use as many as I can for.
I figured, but I mean, someone out there may not.
As I can find bodies for, but
yeah. Did I give you those Legado El Fantasma bodies? Because those would be really good for that.
I think you gave me a couple. Yeah, I'll have to see. I don't like the reduced articulation on those.
Yeah,
but and now I'm sad that Shaggy is saying this because I think I just deleted my hilarious comic that I had found somewhere of Wolverine's hair part. I think because I've been cleaning out my phone, and but man, it was good.
Well, I mean, I don't have really anything, so we didn't really prep anything today, which is fine because, like I said, I did.
Yeah, well, it's freeform. It's fine.
Yeah, it was a good chit chatty, freeform hangout, hang and bang.
Yeah, if you find any think of any or find any good old comic panel stuff, send them my way. I'll try and incorporate them. I'm gonna be working on that, and keep me posted on when you need it by.
Sooner rather than later. I know she was already starting to work on it, and just if you don't mind, don't say anything to
no
others.
Yeah, and I'm working from home on Tuesday, and I've got the day off on Wednesday, other than having to go to the dentist. So hopefully, I'll have some more time to throw at it.
God, that's so good, Shaggy.
Once I get all the elements, I need, it'll go quick. I just don't have the elements yet.
Yeah, I'm it's so weird that I can't find some stupid easy things to
All right, I'm gonna send this to you, Ben, just so you can send it to display it in the chat.
And I would need it in PNG file, apparently, is the other thing. It makes it easier for them to.
I can put it in whatever
to convert. Yeah, to convert it for what they're doing.
All right, since we're talking about Wolverine masks.
Oh, did you put it in the private chat here, or did you put it?
No, I sent it to your messenger.
Let me grab that.
So that's the easiest thing to do from my phone.
No, makes sense.
It's stupid as hell. It's already been built up way too much, but I love it.
All right, let me see if I can. I can put it. I don't know if I can put it in.
I'm going to see if I can just find the.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't.
Okay, I'm going to just see if I can find the original here. Original post.
It is sort of like, it is built up with hair gel. It's built up with something.
Let's see. Who knows what this is even from, too. Let's see.
Well, I would say tomorrow night, Down Outlands. I think it'll be a good one.
Yeah, which
They're still in Mount Celestia. So the plan is Ivlis wants them to go into Hades and try to petition Persephone, but Ivlis's real plan is to try to petition Persephone to come back to the surface world and create a perpetual spring.
no.
So Ivlis does have her own agenda. As far as the other characters, Akos, Skitch's first, exactly. Skitch's big plan at the beginning of his shenanigan plan is for he and Akko to go to this this foo dog named Akio, who is basically held at bay by Baz because Baz has his pups, and get Akio to start causing problems. And then Savannah is going to find out that there is a group called the Silent Synod who are kind of forming this shadow government in liminal space, and they may know where Norhand is. So got a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of plates juggling in that particular game. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of that's where I'm at. Matt, what do you got going on?
I will definitely be, tiny manging on Tuesday. Otherwise, next week is going to be pretty basic. Just kind of,
What are you working on for Tiny Mang? Do you know?
I don't know yet. I've got some Transformers add-on kits.
You've been knee deep in that Transformer business lately.
I have been. Otherwise, I've just kind of like gotten been working on custom for the Foosh, well, former Foosh, the secret swap.
So is there a reason that's not called the Foosh secret swap anymore?
Oh no, it's not on the Foosh anymore. So I don't know if that was something with the people who were organizing it in the Foosh, or the Foosh not wanting to, like, be involved with it. I don't know. But so I'm done with that, which was the big like time limit thing off my plate. So now it's kind of like I can go back to working on whatever, and I don't really know what to do. But again, working from home on Tuesday, so I'll have all day to kind of think about that and prep and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll find something. I've got all kinds of random crap.
I think that's kind of how it works.
Yeah, it's just at this point, it's just grab something.
Matt's got 99 customs, but he doesn't know which. I don't know where I was going with that. Ah. Okay. Yeah, I kind of always look at it when it comes to that, like, he's got all this stuff coming in. It's like, yikes. Like, I mean, it's super cool, but man, where do you put all of it?
I got, yeah.
He gets a lot of like just stuff sent. I mean, hell, Dave gets a lot of stuff sent.
He really does.
Because a while back, Dave was like, "Oh, I'm gonna send this thing to Foosh that I got for free," and I was like, "Our Robo," and I was like, "Why?" Well, I mean, he wants another one, and I was like, How many does he have?
Yeah. All right, so there we go. If you want to share my screen, I can finally, now that the chat doesn't care about this anymore.
Nice.
Oh
Did you send it to me again?
no, just let me present.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. There you go, everybody.
It totally makes sense to me.
I love it. It's stupid
It's
as
really, it's not. It's pretty great. All right. Oh, okay. Hold on. We lost.
That's the appropriate response.
Yes. You
Sort of a
beautiful,
resigned.
beautiful, sexy Binks, you.
That's how whenever I try to explain, I was trying to talk about something Andor related with Danny yesterday, and her reaction was just kind of like, "Yeah, that's great." She gives zero shits about Star Wars, and that's fine.
Oh man, yeah, I often have those conversations as well, and I'm like,
Yeah,
and then this thing happened, and
yeah,
Cassandra's like,
good for you, sir.
I'm very much just humoring you right now. So, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get
Yeah,
it.
it's a bit of the here's I'm just gonna go into bouncing 30s cartoon animals in my head until I stop hearing sounds.
Yeah, and I don't really blame her. I talk about a lot of dumb shit. So
Yeah, I mean that's fine, but you enjoy the dumb shit, so
I do. I'm
don't
really.
forget I'm gonna work on this
Um.
on Tuesday. So
What was it? Oh.
because I got my
Pretty.
Disney Plus Moon Knight in, so I'm gonna use it to make his Mystic Warrior variant outfit. So
Oh, Mitch, you trickster, you.
cheeky Mitch.
So yeah, Monday night for me, Tuesday night for Matt. Next Friday, I think the clarion call for Carrion went out, so
Ooh.
we're playing some carnivorous spaghetti game, and then we'll be back next Sunday for prep school. So be safe, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Hopefully, most of you have short weeks because it's Turkey Week. I don't know anymore. And we will see you all soon. Thank you so much, as always, for hanging out. You're not you're not alone, jackass. You're our jackass. So, enjoy yourselves. Be good.
Yeah, whatever you get up to.
Thank you again, and
Yes.
bye.